Welcome back to Lemmings 2 The Tribes. We're now gonna finish off the Beach Tribe, and now it's time for the Beach Limbs. I know many people thought that Lemmings 1 made too much of a heavy use of builders, but that's okay because Lemmings 2 at least makes it so that you have a whole lot of different skills that pretty much end up doing the same exact thing, but at least accomplish it in totally different ways. For instance, in this level, we're gonna be using platformers in order to make horizontal bridges. So you have two methods in order to bring a Trailblazer Lemming over, and for some unknown reason, I just decided to do the most complicated of all. In this game, you get a new powerful skill which is called the Attractor, and that's essentially the modern version of the blocker, but yeah, for some reason I decided to overcomplicate things and just use a ballooner in order to fly over the palm tree, and then use the fan in order to steer the balloon in the palm tree so that my lemming wouldn't fly off into the air so that he will forever be lost. But yeah, I will be showing off the Attractor into a later level, we'll have other opportunities to use them, and in the meantime we have to go under this thing. So of course you now know that in order to not die to these things you need to do something about avoiding the exact trigger where the obstacle is gonna be, so yeah, just build over it, or dig under it if you have to, but right now we do not have any more digging tools, so we're condemned to use the platformer. As for the rest of the level, you just use ropers in order to guide your way all the way to this giant patch of dirt that you have over here, and use fencer in order to fence your way through it. I guess you could also use Club Basher, but the thing is, Club Basher digs a far wider area of the screen, and who knows, you might end up just digging way too far and you're gonna mess up the ramp that leads to the end, so it's much safer to fence. So wait, why having sand in your SARNIES will be a problem for a lemming? Because, yeah, look at them, they don't even have any shoes, but yeah, you probably have noticed a little something that definitely is new as well. Earlier in the Beach Tribe, we had the opportunity to save drowning lemmings using a kayak, but now we can make them swim, so yep. If you ever wanted a lemming to keep falling into pits of water but swim out all of the time, this skill is for you. The beginning of this level is a little peculiar because we're gonna need at least 2 or 3 different Trailblazers. Okay, yeah, this is definitely not the start that I had in mind, but yeah, we'll need to have 3 lemmings do preliminary steps in order to keep everyone safe. The lemming that just fell down will need to platform over this tiny hole so lemmings don't die into the pit, and this other lemming here is also gonna platform so that no other lemming is going to follow the lone lemming going all the way here. We're making him a runner and a swimmer because, yeah, look at that, they're actually swimming now. But yeah, swimmer is a permanent skill, but don't assign a swimmer on a lemming that is currently drowning because by then it'll be a little too late in order for him to learn how to swim. He's still gonna drown. And here's the reason why we need to run, because if you make a runner jump, he'll go across a way bigger distance, about twice as big, so you sometimes need that in order to make it across certain gaps. Alright, let's say hello to little clam buddy over here. Wait, that's not a buddy, what a jerk! So, lesson learned, always be paranoid of your surroundings. If something looks out of place, don't trust it. Okay, I guess I cannot trust the sun neither, but jeez. I gotta at least put my convenience or my faith into things out here, but no, that sun is just here for sure. So yeah, our runner here is just going to dig up the way for the rest of the lemmings, and by then he'll be a formality for everybody to get to the end. But yeah, this all tends to showcase something that you'll definitely see a whole lot in the levels of Lemmings 2. A whole lot of levels in this game feel more action-based and puzzle-based. It's usually more of, you know what you have to do, but it's all about pulling it off well. For instance, making it so that your runner is gonna jump across the chasms well enough, instead of having to figure out, okay, how am I gonna dig up the path in order to go there? That's usually the simple part of these levels, but I think in overall, this level does a good job of being both a difficult level in the execution of skills and the basic solution that you have to figure out, because there were definitely a lot of little details that are easy to overlook, like the platforms that you have to make at the beginning in order to keep your lemmings safe. So I gotta say, this is a level that I really like, and no, we're not gonna wait for all of these lemmings to go all the way back to the left of the level and then bounce their way back to the right. I'm sorry, but I think we'd rather see other levels to play instead. Now, you definitely cannot doubt that this is all about beach mania, because who the heck will bring a magic carpet to the beach? At least, I don't know, bring a magic towel? But yeah, you're definitely gonna need to take on the skies if you want to succeed. Now, you might have been able to make it through level 6 without using the attractor, but this is the one level where you have no choice. And holy shit, the attractor is a powerful lemming. Because yeah, he's just going to distract every other lemming in the area. They're not gonna do anything unless that you assign another skill to the attractor in order to break him out of his groove. And now it's time to be good at archery again, because archery just has a lot of uses. Because if we didn't have these arrows here, the lemmings would probably just fall between the two platforms all the way down to their death. And even if they landed on the platform to the left, they probably will still die because of the fall distance. Now the arrows at least break up the fall a little bit. Also, in case you didn't get the hang of it yet, yeah, you have to practice making walls with the archer a little bit more here. It's fidgety, it's definitely annoying to do, but this is a skill that you have to master in some way. Usually just fidget around with the archery a little bit so that the lemming is gonna be at a certain angle, not entirely vertical. Oh no, why did I make this lemming bomb? Now, this one lemming is lost, yep. The lemming just walked off the screen, and unfortunately we're never gonna see him again. So yeah, usually the safest bet is to use non-destructive skills whenever you break off an attractor from their skill, because you've just seen what happened. Yeah, that was a sparkling performance, but unfortunately you do not quite deserve a gold medal. If you get this message, that means that you've killed one too many lemming in order to get a gold medal. So, yep, better redo the level in order to make it so that you'll save everybody that you need to rescue this time. The moral of the story is, always think that you'll have to rescue all of the lemmings if you want the gold medal, unless there's absolutely no other possible solutions. So this level kinda reminds me of level 6 a little bit, but it's definitely more mean. First of all, you've seen that there's no barrier at the left of the level, so that means if the lemmings turn around, they're going to be dead. Unless, of course, you've noticed right, we've got archery, so it's time to make a wall. As for the rest, we're just going to send over a trailblazer as always. So yeah, the safest way in order to get a trailblazer is start an attractor, and if you have enough jumping skills or something, just make a lemming jump continuously until he's out of the reach of the attractor, so this way he can actually start going to work. But yeah, if you don't want to use a whole lot of jumpers, there are some other skills that you can use, like the roller. Now it's time for creative destruction. I mean, this is kind of badass. I mean, if you went to the beach and destroyed a sandcastle using a bazooka, I think people will definitely not be indifferent about it. But you probably should not do that. So the thing with bazookas and mortar, these skills, however, are pretty unwieldy to use because, as you've probably noticed, well, they have a range and all of this, and the explosions is also going to blow other lemmings away. So generally, if you use it in the safest way possible, which is to go at a point-blank range and just shoot the wall altogether, blowing yourself off in the progress, that usually means you're gonna have to dispatch a whole lot of lemmings in order to blow something up. So yeah, what about this thing? The tiny clams were so murderous, so yeah, what about the big ones? Yeah, the big ones surprisingly are just a scenery. Yep, they're absolutely no big threat or anything. Just blow them up with a bazooka and everything will be fine. Oh my goodness, I fucked up. I have fucked up big time. and I'm not entirely sure if there was a way in order to steer my lemming back in the other direction. Well, there was. I could have used a mortar in order to blast the steel ceiling or something in order to make the lemming recoil in the other direction, but instead, I'm gonna take the most complicated approach in trying to save this lone survivor that has just wandered off in the completely opposite area. Jumping over these tiny holes will be really too dangerous, but it's no big deal. I still have a platformer, so I just need to bridge over these tiny little gaps over here. I can go over the first 3 ones, and then I can jump over the last one. That's the fun thing, however, with the level design in this game. For the most part, it's very lenient about mistakes. There's always a couple of handful of ways in order to solve each levels. If I was to just solve each level in all of the ways that would be possible, this Let's Play will go on forever. I'm just here in order to deliver the solutions that I think are more optimal or anything, but yeah, you're free to do whatever you want to do. That's the fun thing with this game. There's lots of creativity, so just do whatever fits you the best. With that said, however, you do get some levels every once in a while where there's not a whole lot of solutions available. Here's Surf Limb, and for some reason this has no water, no surfing, no nothing, so who knows why it's called Surf Limb. So the runner is pretty imperative here, because if you don't assign him as a runner, you're not gonna have time to scoop up all of the dirt or all of the sand out of the way before all of your other lemmings just disappear at the edge of the screen and die there. So now it's time to make more walls. Whoops, okay, I did my wall way too well, but I've done it in the worst way possible, so at this point I think we're better off just restarting. But if you want to save time and do not want to go through all of these screens again, the easy way in order to restart a level is to press the escape key. You can do this on almost every version of the game, except like the console versions, but I know it works on the Amiga version as well. Oh no, unfortunately I've been foiled by the irregular landscape. I wanted to build all the way to this little platform over here, but I just fucked up altogether, and I only had one builder, so alright. Let's try and use arrows, I guess. Oh god, no, this is absolutely not working right. With that said, you can definitely see archery got its limit. You can't always prevail with arrows, but you can prevail if you've got the power of Super Lemming! So, have you just noticed, saving only one lemming is easy enough in this level, but yeah, it would be fun if we were also able to rescue the 59 other ones. We're definitely not gonna be well rewarded on that screen. Feeble effort indeed. Also, yeah, award me! Yeah, I want my medal! Where's my medal for participation here? I got 1 lemming out of 60! But yeah, whenever you reach the final level of a tribe, the next level button just becomes award me, and there you are awarded with a piece of the talisman that you need in order for all of your lemmings to escape the island before the Great Darkness. And since we only had 1 lemming at the end of the tribe, we will have gotten the bronze medal. We're not here in order to get bronze, we're here in order to save everyone, or close to everyone. The goal of this LP will be to finish all 12 tribes with gold medals. I'm not gonna settle for any less than that. If you want less than that, go and play the game by yourself. It's a really fun game, and as long as you're not entirely focused with getting nothing but gold medals, it's definitely a really fun game. Just try and see how many lemmings you can get to the end, and if things get too hard, whatever, just go on with the lemmings that you have available. I'm not gonna judge you. Now this is more like it. Because we've managed to get gold medals on all of the levels, whenever we'll be awarded, we're gonna get a gold piece of the talisman. And we also get to see a beach lemming just ready for the heart to take over. Yeah. Every tribe that you collect is gonna be reflected here in some way, so that whenever you complete any tribe in the game, their counterpart or anything is gonna be showcased on the screen. So yeah, we were done with the first tribe. That was kind of a mouthful, but thankfully the other tribes in the game is gonna give us more time in order to elaborate on how the different skills in the game work. Coming up next, the outdoor.